Alright, here we go. I completed the triathlon. Did it within the 90-day window that I said I'd do it. Awesome. Where have I been? Kind of fell off social media. Well, following the race, I was a bit run down, got busy with work and home life, and that's the way things go. So I went into the race without too high of expectations. I was really kind of forcing myself to do it because I said I'd do it. I wanted to see how I'd feel going through the whole process, following it, and I did it. I'm actually kind of happy with myself. Race recap. So I had to drive down to Ohio. It was like the last warm weekend here in the Midwest. It was actually quite beautiful. Couldn't have asked for a nicer day. Started out good on the swim, but as I kept swimming, I kept pulling out into open water, pulling out to my right. Why I was doing this could be my biomechanics kind of altered after my injury. Could be the fact that my wetsuit was a little too small. I bought it used and it said it was a medium, but on closer inspection, I think it was actually a small. Good thing about wetsuits is they're stretchy. What did feel good was cycling. I felt like I had more power on the bike than I ever have. I worked really hard to get my cycling routine up, and I was able to overtake other cyclists. But wow, man, there were some other guys out there on the bike just blowing right past me. The run felt pretty good, not as good as I wanted it to be, considering I used to be a runner and that was my thing, and I'd feel like Superman at a certain point. I'd say maybe the last half mile, I was maybe starting to turn on, but part of that was adrenaline. I did make a big mistake during the run. During the last mile, for whatever reason, took out my Bluetooth headphones, put them in. I didn't wear them while I was riding the bike. I didn't wear them starting the run, but I just felt like with all my training, like, I just want this cadence. I want to align it with this playlist I have. And I was penalized at the finish line. They tacked on 2 minutes. Afterwards, I felt pretty good. I did come down with a bit of headache, probably dehydration, no big deal. I also had shin splints the last 2 weeks of training, or probably the last 4 weeks. My shin splints were really bothering me. So that's also partly why I was laid up afterwards and just took a bunch of time off. So following the race, I was in a bit of pain and discomfort, and obviously there was the day that I was uncomfortable, but really just kind of the weeks that followed. I could have been posting an video update. I really wanted to, but of course trying to make sure that I'm going to work, doing the stuff at home I need to do. I just kind of transitioned and thought I could come back to it like I'm coming back to it now. So here I am, and sharing with you what I learned. What did I learn? One, it can be done. I can get back into racing. Even though I've had this injury, surgery, I do suffer from fibromyalgia, chronic pain, chronic fatigue, and all the weird stuff that comes along with that. But if you have enough of an opportunity, enough support, and enough willingness to do it, you can get back to it. Is it easy? Not as easy as I want it to be. I really wanted it to come naturally the way that it used to. I really wanted the endorphins to come the way that they used to. But I had to push for it, had to work for it, and I'm really happy that I did it. I learned a lot. Been a long, drawn-out process, but I did it. Woo! So what else I learned? Not a magic bullet. There was part of me that wanted to do this race, come in with a good time, and cross the finish line and magically be better. Nah, that didn't happen. But I did learn that I can do these things if I'm driven enough. And part of what I have to do now is go back to the drawing board and figure out how I can do better, do more. Or if I can, I don't know. So I can make new goals now. One, I got to work on my diet. I've really struggled with weight in the past year, just because of this condition. I just eat, and I eat bad just because it's, people say with stress they like to eat a lot. With pain, it just makes me want to eat. It's, kind of the blanket that makes me feel better. We're also moving into winter. Winter's coming. So that means that I get to change up my training, and I don't have to be as diligent with training, but I can explore new opportunities, mix things up. I have to take care of the house, got to rake up 1,000 leaves before snow starts to cover it. Also want to get the garage clean for winter so we can get the cars in, things like that, and many other home projects. So rather than putting my physical energy and uptime into repetitive physical training, just getting stuff done around the house will do me well for now. But of course I want to get back into training. I also need new running shoes. The running shoes I ran in were more than a year old, and they'd taken a beating. They're pretty worn down, not great. And of course, with winter coming, if I want to run out on the snow and ice at all, I need to explore something a little more heavy duty. Something like these Solomons that actually have cleats in them, metal cleats and spikes built into them. Where I live, way up north here in Michigan, and where they don't do a great job taking care of the sidewalks or even the streets sometimes, a metal cleat actually might be necessary so that you don't slip and bust your butt. Also, I can think about working on my bike. That's a good, fun winter project. So I've got some things to look forward to. I also want to think about what I can do during the spring. That's exciting and motivating to think about. What else I can do in the future once the sun returns, and what I can do in the meantime to kind of train myself to be at a level I want to be at. Speaking of motivation, big shout out to Sharon at MommyRunsIt, Julio from MetalParts, and Ali at Fit Fusions. They run their own social media, blogs, similar conditions, and how they try and manage and overcome it in their physical training and day-to-day life. Honestly, I've taken a lot of motivation from you guys just with your daily posts, and I've communicated with some of you and all of you out there for your support. Thank you so much. This does not come naturally to me, this whole vlogging process, but it is something that I wanted to do for myself, to keep myself on track, motivated, to share with you, those who motivated me, that yes, what you do does matter. For those of you who are out there struggling with your own challenges, keep at it, keep looking, more power to you. Don't give up the good fight. All right, that's what I got for you now. Be awesome. Stay tuned.